The Royal Tasmanian Botanical Gardens are the second oldest state gardens in the nation. They're home to a world-class seed bank and a leading-edge research unit that's seen the cloning of the world's oldest plant and the salvaging of endangered native species. But a quiet change is taking place among the greenery. Budget cuts have forced a shift away from the English-style flora that has long been the garden's trademark. Sarah Bester reports.
These majestic gardens have changed colour with the seasons for almost 2 centuries. Seedlings have grown into grand oaks, exotic greenery has been added to European landscaping, and generations of Tasmanian families have picnicked under the patchwork canopies. Horticulturalist Chris Lang has watched the garden's landscape bloom for the last 2 decades.
I've seen people grow up here. Regular visitors that just that enjoy the gardens and enjoy all that it has to offer.
He's helped add an oriental flavour to reflect a more multicultural Tasmania and watched visitor numbers grow.
The Chinese collection has been established in my time. The visitor centre complex was actually built during my time here at the gardens.
Now the veteran green thumb is part of a team overseeing the most dramatic change in the Botanical Gardens' history. As curator of the Tasmanian native plant collection, Chris Lang will oversee a shift from the largely European-style gardens to more local plant life.
There are many, many stories to be told about Tasmania's native flora. We have an outstanding and unique flora in the States, and it is globally renowned.
In colonial days, the English-themed gardens matched the grand style of the government house grounds next door.
When it was originally planted, it was very much a European and exotic-focused gardens. And one of its roles, I suppose, was to make people feel at home, people in a new colony feel at home.
In the past few years, an increase in visitors from abroad has led to a greater demand for more of Tasmania's unique flora.
The question that I'm most commonly asked is, can you tell me where the human pine is?
Locals too are becoming more interested in what's growing in their own backyard.
A lot of people, not bushwalkers, but they should still be given the opportunity to experience their own native flora.
For Garden Director Leslie Kirby, the change isn't just about adapting to new visitor tastes. In the latest state budget, the gardens received about $120,000 less than they'd banked on, with more cuts expected in coming years. It's made the transition to local plant collections a priority.
With the Tasmanian plants, particularly Tasmanian endemic species, this is their environment. They don't need, they're not as high maintenance, they don't need the same level of fertilisers and water and those types of things as these exotic trees and plants do.
It also means some tough day-to-day decisions for garden workers.
We do question these days, which has never happened before, if we lose an exotic tree, if we lose an oak tree, we ask the question, do we replace it with another oak tree or do we look at putting something else in there?
A new master plan has also been put on hold due to lack of funds, with many projects now seeming out of reach.
Things like the development of a community education precinct, children's garden. We would love to expand the Subantarctic plant house.
Despite the setback, the dedicated crop of Botanical Gardens staff aren't giving up on their master plan wish list. Instead, they've come up with an innovative approach to revenue raising.
Do you want to hit the tap?
Let's get those corners nice and tight. Hospital corners.
This group of students are learning how to create mini organic gardens of their own. It's just one of a number of botanically themed classes created by staff. The classes teach everything from growing seasonal vegetables and cooking them
That'll compost down nicely.
to building a homegrown compost heap.
Some birds in this lot.
Staff have also come up with a plan to tap into the Gen Y market. This phone application could see old-fashioned information signs replaced with a barcode.
You then put your phone in front of the barcode, it automatically recognises the barcode and takes you straight through to a media resource directly online, just like that there.
With a swipe of the wrist, visitors can discover what the plant is, where it grows, and even go on a virtual tour.
You might have a plant that lives in Africa, say, and you want to describe to the people what it actually looks like in its native habitat.
Garden Director Leslie Kirby has written to the Minister David O'Byrne requesting he revisit the garden's budget and consider funding some projects in the master plan. In the meantime, she hopes the creativity of her staff will inspire support.
One of the biggest challenges that we face is getting the message out to people about what a diverse organisation we are, just how much we do contribute to the Tasmanian and the broader community. Even for the public, it's a really big challenge for us to get them to know that we're not just a pretty park, we're not just about plants and flowers and somewhere to go and have a picnic.